What is going on, everybody? It is Victoria and Ian here with Radioactive with a quick little episode. Me and Ian both attended shows this past weekend. You attended Alpha Wolf, Northlane, and Fit for a King.
The opener was Kingdom of Giants. We got to shout out those guys too, because I
Okay.
met the one of the guitar players.
By the way, he followed us on Instagram, so
Who
I don't.
did?
The guitarist. of their
Red
band.
Shred guy.
Yes. So
Yeah.
shout out to him for giving us a follow. And then I saw Escape the Fate, Hollywood Undead, Falling in Reverse, and Papa Roach on the Rockzilla tour. So we just want to share our experience on that tour, or shows, I guess. Ian, do you want to share yours first?
I want to hear about the fistfights again.
Okay, I'll go first. We'll get to the fistfights in a minute. But I don't know how I should tackle this. Should I just go band by band?
Yeah, just go like band by band.
Okay. Actually,
Yeah.
first, what I'm going to mention is we got the Falling in Reverse upgrade pack. So I'm going to show what we got with this. So with the Falling in Reverse, you got the Papa Ron's pizza box, limited supply. And inside, you get this lanyard. Pretty cool. I mean, green, I'm not a big fan of green, but hey, it's cool. I'll vibe
Oh,
with
it's pretty sick.
And then inside, you get a Falling in Reverse cup cozy, not koozie.
Koozie.
And then
I would be willing to fight you tooth and nail on that.
okay, koozie. And then you also got this Falling in Reverse VIP lanyard,
Nice.
which also came with this laminate as well. Pretty cool. It's kind of shiny, as you can see my reflection. See that? And then they also got you some earplugs in a cool case, and they're blue and orange, which is like my blue and orange are some of my favorite colors, so that was pretty cool. Some stickers, lots of stickers, and last but not least, give me a second to unroll this poster.
I like little waiting elevator music.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that poster. So yeah, that was cool. But when they came with these pizza boxes, we were waiting in line to get into the venue. And I was like, I do not want to hold this for the whole show, because I knew there was going to be people were going to be dancing, jumping, crowd surfers. These boxes were definitely not going to make it. So I had to run quick and go coat check them, because I did not want to hold this.
You can coat check things?
Yeah. They had a bag for if you want to coat check boxes like this, they had bags to put them in, which was very handy. Shout out to the Edmonton Convention Center for letting us coat check these boxes, or else I wouldn't have this box right now.
Dude, that is so cool.
Dude, and it was $5 per coat rack or coat hanger. And I gave them 3 of these boxes because there was 3 of us that went. And my jacket, and it's not even like they tried to sewer me for money. They shoved everything in one bag.
Who went besides you?
Me, my mom, and my sister.
Your sister likes this kind of music?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So we had a ball.
Your mom sounds so cool, dude. She's always going to concerts with you. My mom would get really, really scared if she went to these concerts.
My mother is iconic. But first off, Escape the Fate started the night. They were very good. I don't know, I keep hitting my desk. Escape the Fate, very good. I don't know a lot of them. I think I've maybe just listened to them in passing, but never actually really sat down to listen to them. But they were really good. The only thing that I can really kind of criticize was the mic. What for the singer wasn't really loud enough for me. I couldn't hear them that good. But other than that, they were really good. Nothing to complain about. Hollywood Undead, they were very good. I don't listen to Hollywood Undead. I knew maybe 2 songs, but they very impressive. I was very impressed by their performance. And actually there was this little, I don't know how old she was. Maybe 8. I don't even know if she was 8 yet. And she was definitely younger probably. But this little tiny girl, first ever concert, I believe, and her favorite band was Hollywood Undead. And she made a poster that said, "My first concert, Hollywood Undead." And we were like, we got to get the band to recognize her. So when the band came on, we got her all the way to the front. And when the band stopped to do their first like little segment talking thing, break between songs, and we're all pointing at this girl's sign. She's holding it as high as she can. And we're all pointing, we're like, hey, like, look. And he looked at her and read her sign and was like, do you want to come up on stage? And we were like, oh shit, yeah, like get up there. So the security took her over the barricade and put her on stage for a song. And oh, it was so funny. She owned it 100%. She was up there dancing and singing every word and just vibing with it. Like, no, she was not shy to be up there. And I have a video of her up there, and I'll probably insert it into this episode. But that was so really cool.
Cute.
It was. And going to those shows, it's always like seeing little kids there. It's just awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then Falling in Reverse. I went to see Falling in Reverse, and man, it was just great. Other than like crowd surfers pissing me off. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't care if you crowd surf. I don't care if you mosh. But it kind of got annoying when it was like 10 in a row and I couldn't even like turn my back for like 2 seconds without like a crowd surfer. By the way, one crowd surfer crushed my pinky and then I got blood on my hand, which was kind of gross. But then there was also a crowd surfer during, I think it was Hollywood Undead, and he got dropped and he split his head open and his face was covered in blood. Yeah, it was very gross. But security handled it very well. He the guy that caught him took him to the medics, and yeah, they got him all. I don't know what they did, but they got him all cleaned up, I guess. But yeah, Falling in Reverse, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend seeing them. Ronnie also stopped the show when there was the second fist fight, not the first one. There was 2 fist fights during Falling in Reverse. I think one actually might have happened just before Falling in Reverse. But here is the story. Right before Falling in Reverse, I don't know what happened. I just turned my back, like right beside me. These 2 girls are just running their mouths back and forth at each other. One of them starts pulling the other one's hair. And then the other one, one, I'm going to call Lady 1, green hair lady.
Green hair lady.
2, yeah, Lady 2 is brown hair lady. Lady number 2, brown hair lady, grabbed a fistful of green hair lady's hair and was like yanking this shit. Like it was tugging. And then the green hair lady tried to like throw an elbow at her face. And I think she might have kind of hit her, but not like too bad. Security came over. We're like, we got a fight going on here. Security was great at this venue, by the way. Security comes, grabs brown hair lady and is trying to like lift her out. Like, you know how they make you turn around and like lift you out by the armpits?
Yeah.
So he's like, you 2 gotta go, but brown hair lady, I'm getting you out first. So brown hair lady coming out, as she's about like this, like sideways coming out, she brings her feet up and she drop kicked this girl right in the face.
She kicked green hair lady.
Yes, in the face. Drop kicked her.
Jesus.
It was loud. That connection was like foot to face connection.
Jesus, you'd think Canadians would be. Is it the stereotype in Canada? Like they're civil and nice?
Okay.
Kind?
I will get to that. Remind me when I start talking about fight number 2, because there is something I have to say about this. But anyway, brown hair lady gets out, drop kicks her, whatever. And then the security's like, green hair lady, you got to get out too, because you were throwing some elbows. And she was like, what did I do? What did I do? It's like, you both got to go. Get out of here. But anyway, gets them out. Everything's fine. We're all good. Everyone calm down. Falling in Reverse comes on. I don't even think they were about 4 songs in. And then these 2 dudes right by the pit start fist fighting too. And we're like, oh my God, why did I have to pick the area where everyone is throwing fists? But anyway, these guys are full on fist fighting. Our whole area is pretty much girls about my age, a bit older. So like we got like 20, 25-year-olds. And we're trying to like split up these guys to help security get them out, because it was just this one security guard trying to like, they're over the railing and they can't really like use their arm muscle to split them. Yeah. So we're trying to like scoop the legs up to get them out. And then Ronnie, thank goodness, he saw what was happening. And because the pit kept going, it was like pushing and the guards were having trouble getting them out. Ronnie saw it and he stopped the show and was like, well, we got to fight here. Like, let's stop for a second. And then as security's getting him out, Ronnie goes, I thought this was Canada. Like, I thought you guys were supposed to be nice. And everyone was laughing. And he goes, or are you tired of being nice? And everyone just started cheering. It was so funny. But yeah. And then also Falling in Reverse had a lot of shit going on during their set because there was two. You can ask Cassidy about this. I gotta take a sip of water. I'm talking so much right now. Ask Cassidy to quote me on this because she knows about this. There was a girl crowd surfing. All she was wearing was like a thong and fishnets. And she was crowd surfing. And this was the second time that she came across. And we were like, ugh, we pushed her off of us. And the security guard grabbed her and was like, ugh. And then the second time that she crowd surfed and ran off, Ronnie saw her and he goes, ugh, put some clothes on. Damn. And she went. Like I was living for his reactions to like all the shit that was going on. And the security was just so done by the end of their set. They were sweating. Like, I love that security though. They did such a good job of making sure everyone was safe and getting all the crowd surfers. And then there was another girl that was wearing a skirt. She wasn't wearing anything under the skirt.
Oh,
I saw a random girl.
I just love that. I hear all these stories, right? Mm-hmm. And I apologize in advance because it's kind of inappropriate on my part, a little unprofessional. But like, you can't help it. Sometimes you like accidentally see.
No, 100%.
Yeah, it's an accident. Yeah, like
I didn't
unintentionally just kind of look down and you're like, oh shit, yeah. sorry. Yeah. And then when you do, sometimes they're not wearing underwear. Mm-hmm. And I've even had girls on campus at UMSL tell me, yeah, I don't wear underwear usually, or I don't wear a bra. And I'm like, that's gross.
But this girl, I saw a random girl's coochie. And I didn't want to see it. Oh, it was gross. And she was crowd surfing. And when they let her down, her legs were towards me, just open. So if fishnet lady and no underwear coochie lady is watching this, put some damn clothes on. I don't want to see that. I'm sick of it.
Oh my god.
I love when people like are jumping and dancing and like if I'm vibing with all that. But if you're just being an asshole and only caring about yourself at a show, like really make sure everybody is safe around you. And if someone's uncomfortable, if you're a little too close to them, or like some people, if they're not by the barricade, it's getting pushy, they'll like hold onto your arm, right? I don't care if you do that. Like there was a girl behind me that was getting pushed because the pit was kind of just back from where we were. And she was like, is it okay if I hold on your arm? Because I have nothing to hold on to. I'm like, absolutely, totally fine. But don't come up to me and just randomly start grabbing me.
Right.
But other than that, 10 out of 10. Falling in Reverse, I'd do it again. Totally worth it. Then Papa Roach. They were very good as well. Very lively. Jacoby hopped off the stage and I got to touch his arm, which was very cool. But it was right as a crowd surfer was coming over my head. So as I was like pushing them to the security, Jacoby like walked right past me and I just like almost missed his arm. And I was like, I missed him coming off the stage. But oh well. It was still good. I would still say Falling in Reverse was my favorite out of all of them. Just the mics weren't loud enough. Ronnie was able to, I don't know, maybe their mix was a little bit different, but his mic was really good, and Hollywood Undead as well. But I feel like for Papa Roach as well, like the mics need to be turned up a little bit. But still, I would say 10 out of 10 show. Very good. But that is my experience. I think that's... Oh, also, right before the show, we literally just got in to where the stage was, and there was a guy that was already running his mouth, like trying to start shit. The show didn't even start yet.
Who?
I don't know who it was, just some random dude in the back. Some some like 45-year-old dad rock guy with like face piercings and shit. He was like trying to start, I don't know, he's running his mouth about something. I think he was bitching because he wasn't at the barricade.
Whatever, dude.
I know. And it was like, well, you think running your mouth is going to make people move for you? No.
That's not how it works, man.
But other than that, I think that's all. There was a lot going on, but it was very fun.
That's hilarious, dude. I can't get over your reaction.
Like, if I have 3 things to take from this concert to tell others, it's please, please, please wear clothes. People are going for the show. They're not going for your show. They're going for the people on the stage, not for you. So please wear underwear. Please wear pants. Please wear a shirt. I'm not digging any of that. So please wear clothes. Don't be an asshole and start fights. Let's just have fun. If you're in the pit, expect to get hit. Don't be mad if someone accidentally hits you in the face. That's why you're in the pit. So please don't start fist fights. There's one more thing, if I may. My sister also got a cell phone saucered to the side of her head. Someone was filming and a crowd surfer kicked it and it went flying at my sister's head, which was very funny.
I'm so sorry for Victoria's sister. If you ever get to see this, I'm sorry.
It was really funny. I turned my head right as the phone bounced off of her head. It was very funny. And third takeaway, out of all the chaos, I don't know, just make sure everyone around you is okay and that they're having a good time. Like, we're all there to have fun, so just don't be selfish and only be thinking of yourself. Be courteous of where your arms are going, and where you might be touching somebody. Make sure they're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like those are 3 good takeaways, but I can't stress, wear clothes!
You're really out here, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I mean, dude, tell you the truth. I can't remember exactly where, but there have been a few shows I've been at where it's like, I get it, but like, we're in public, dude. Like, come on.
I don't know. It's like, to me, if you, like, I can't tell you what to wear. I'm not judging. Like,
I'm not judging. No, seriously.
Whatever.
All the power to you.
You go, Glen Coco. You wear what you want. But
exactly.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like if you want to dress like that, there are places for you to go where people are going to be vibing with that. You know what I'm saying? Go to a club and dress like that. If that's what you're shooting for.
If there's going to be a place where you're going to be physical with a bunch of people, probably not a good idea, because then someone's going to get the wrong idea. Somebody's going to touch somebody inappropriately. Then it's going to turn into this whole fiasco, right? And with all due respect, I mean, it is what it is. But like, you got to remember here, don't wear stuff like that and not expect to accidentally, I don't know, get
right. Well, especially when you're crowd surfing in that, like, you're going to get touched.
Like, it's not okay to grope somebody by any means. I'm not saying like it's cool to be like whoop, but you know what I mean. It's like,
hey, I'm just gonna say, I think it was the first crowd surfer that came over my head. It was a guy. I accidentally kind of touched his butt crotch region. Did I mean to? No. He was crowd surfing and I was just trying to get him off.
Did you get a handful of dick, Victoria?
It was more butt than anything.
More butt than penis.
Yeah, it was definitely more butt than anything, but I was still like, ew. Like, I did not mean to do that by any means. I'm not there for that. Just trying to protect my head. But with that being said, there was also a like bigger woman that was crowd surfing. I don't care. Body types don't matter to me. I just want to throw that out there. I'm not trying to like say anything. But
there's a respectful way to go about it. Just like a woman of size, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm trying to just describe the situation here. And she had bigger coconuts.
Boobs.
Yes. She had some bigger knockers on her. Okay.
I'm fucking dead.
And she crowd surfed. And I think she was wearing like a real low tank top. And her bra was one that makes the coconuts pop a little bit. And by the time she got set down, one was pretty much over the bra.
Oh, so it was hanging out.
Almost. Like there was no of that pepperoni, around the nipple. It was more just it was more just like the fatty skin on top.
Oh god. Dude, this is the best freaking episode. Because you what? I didn't know you had this like side to you. I've been working with you for almost a year. I didn't know you had this like side to you.
I was just keeping it in my back pocket.
I was gonna say, we usually talk to Cassidy and Bellamy and we say some pretty out-of-pocket shit. I'm not gonna lie. We have a group chat on Instagram where we just talk about random bullshit, and it's called Big Bootied Hoochie Mamas. And I was the one who named it that, but that's beside the point.
Surprise.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, please, PSA, please wear clothes is all I'm saying.
Not gonna lie, I've kind of had an instance where I've been like thrown around a pit and my male genitalia has kind of gone into the back of somebody and I have to like, oh, aha, right? You know what I mean? Because it hurts. It hurts. Make no mistake, getting hit in the balls is probably the most painful thing you can do to a guy.
But that was my experience at Rockzilla. 10 out of 10 would 100% recommend going. Ian, the floor is yours. I feel like I've been talking for like an hour, so.
No, I'm here for it. This shit is hilarious, dude.
I will give you a turn to chat.
First and foremost, never mind. I forgot where I was going with this. But if we're talking about fights, I didn't see a fight break out at the concert I was at, but it does remind me of the Falling in Reverse. I'm sorry, not Falling in Reverse. The Wage War concert I went to. So I know this girl, and I'll probably like, never mind. We're not gonna shout her out because I don't know how she is. But I remember being next to these people, and I knew this girl because I had met her at the Broadway Oyster Bar in St. Louis. I'm not gonna lie, I tried hitting on her, and then she was like, "Yeah, sorry, I have a boyfriend." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to like or anything." And she was like, "No, it's cool. Like, if you want to be friends, we can do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." Blah 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 blah. Well, we ran into her, my buddy Jeff and I did, and there was this other guy that we knew, and so it gets to be about halfway through the night, and this girl keeps telling us there's this guy and he's like making me really uncomfortable. And I'm like, wait, what? And she goes, it's that guy right there. He keeps like groping me. And I'm like, what do you want us to do? And it was this older guy, and he kind of looked at me and goes, she's not even that hot. And I'm like, dude, that's not the point. Mm-hmm. That's not the point. The point is, just don't do that. Yeah. Right? I've accidentally kind of like grazed somebody. I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean to. Like, I've had to apologize to a few girls. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. And they go, no, dude, you're fine. We're in a like, we're getting pushed around by a bunch of people. Unintentionally, I'm like thrown into these people. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry.
You like, can 100% tell an accident from purposefully doing it.
Yeah, no, I was hanging on this guy, I think during I can't remember who said it was. I think it was Alpha Wolves. But yeah, no, definitely held on. Yeah, I held on to this guy during Alpha Wolf because it was just, first of all, if I had to pick, first of all, look at this merch I got. I got this Fit for a King shirt. I don't know if you can see the back, but I'm going to try.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have Victoria insert this picture of this flag here. It's hanging up on my wall over here. You can't see it, but it's pretty cool. And then I got an Alpha Wolf t-shirt. Let me just start by saying, really cool show. I'd like to discuss a couple things that happened on the way to the show. So we woke up at my buddy's apartment at like 5 a.m. We got ready, got in the car, started driving. We both had a shower. We were ready to go. And we stopped by a Quick Trip to get gas. And I walked in. I'm like, I kind of have a hankering. I want some donuts and some chocolate milk, right? And I walk in, go up to the counter. This guy killed me. He said, "Man, this morning's on some bullshit." And I'm like, "What happened? Are you okay? I'm sorry. Who hurt you?" And he goes, "Nah, man, I'm fine, but I stepped in dog shit this morning on the way to work." And I'm like, that is hilarious. Dude, I'm running on like 4.5 hours of sleep, and that just made my morning. And he goes, "You want to see?" And he lifted his boot up, and I'm like, "No, I believe you. I believe you."
The fact he didn't even like scrape it off or anything. It's just still there.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And it just hit me by surprise. My thing's falling off here. It just hit me by surprise. I was like, got it chuckling a little bit. And I got in the car and I looked at my buddy and I'm like, "Dude, you would not believe this shit that I just like heard inside." It was hilarious. And so fast forward, we're driving, we get there, right? I don't think anything happened on the way up there. Nope, nothing happened. So we get there, we're all having a good old time. And we meet up with our buddy Frank. Shout out to Frank. So it was me, my buddy Mitty, and my buddy Frank. 3 of us. We went to a place called Portillo's. And for those of you who don't know, it's a hot dog joint. Wasn't that impressed with it. Thought it was okay. But the chocolate cake shake, oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So we go there, and I'm trying to think. Oh, Frank and Mitty saw it happen. I was daydreaming. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking around me. This guy got, I think you got to keep in mind, we're in Chicago. Okay. We are in Chicago. Nobody gives a shit about anybody else when they're behind the wheel. Okay.
Okay.
So there's this guy on this bike, and apparently he got hit by a car, and they saw it happen. And I'm like, "What?" And then I look over and I see him. He's on the ground, picks up his bike. He's fine, thankfully. I don't think he got hit super hard. I think he just got knocked over. And he turned around behind him and he goes, "Hey, mother, wait up. You better get your ass back here." Just takes off, riding towards him. And
oh my God.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Portillo's was very interesting. It looked really crazy on the inside. It was pretty cool. We get to our hotel room, and for some odd reason, Frank and I just have the nastiest gas you can possibly imagine. Mitty's
from the hot dog place.
No, probably if we had to narrow it down, it was probably from the hot dog. So we get to the concert. I do Ian shit. I go do mini interviews for the show, hand out flyers. For some weird reason, there are these guys handing out Burger King crowns, the paper ones.
What?
I don't know. It was kind of weird. If you look in the interviews, you can see like 2 dudes wearing them.
I think I remember seeing that in one of the videos.
I don't know why. It was just really weird. So we
Fit
get into
for a Burger King is what they were going for.
Fit for a Burger King. Yo, that's awesome. See, you are just out here tonight, dude.
I'm on fire today.
You are. It's hilarious.
I need to like insert like fireballs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it. So we get in and I keep like, let me just start by saying I do not take this for granted one bit, but I never thought I would say this at age 23, going on 24, that I'd say we're good buddies. Me and Andy Biersack's father.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Biersack is the lead singer of Black Veil Brides, for those of you who are unfamiliar. His father and I are really good friends. It's a good conversation starter for when you're trying to promote a podcast that brings on some big names, and we're trying to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, the first thing I say is, do you listen to Black Veil Brides or Ice Nine Kills or Motionless in White? Because those are the three bands that I absolutely adore more than anything. And they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. And then you hear a few, yeah, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I love them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, check this out, because it's here's my, right, that's my screensaver. That's me and Andy for Andy Black. And then here's my home screen. My home screen is me and Chris having a beer together in Cincinnati, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I usually show them the home screen. I'm like, yeah, this is me and Andy Biersack's dad hanging out in Cincinnati. And they're like, what? Dude, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, kind of a long story, but a good one. Mm-hmm. But we don't have time for that.
Same thing happens when I tell people, if I'm like, oh yeah, you like Black Veil Brides, I got trained to terror. We're talking about Black Veil Brides in line with a few people, and I'm like, oh yeah, like Lon Eagleton, like I know him, like he teaches me guitar, and they're like, their jaw just hits the floor, and it's funny every single time.
Yeah, and I don't take that for granted.
Me neither, man.
Second, it is
a privilege to know Chris.
It is. It's Lonnie. A privilege. Like you are entrusted with contact information as well as social media accounts. You know, mm-hmm. You have to be professional. You have to like make sure you're not going to share this information with other people respectfully. Yeah. And I met these people in line at the merch table, and I think they knew Chevy because I kept bringing up like those names, and then Chevy Marie. I used her name a handful of times to try and get people to know who the hell I'm talking about. And I think a girl was like, oh my God, you know her? And I'm like, yeah, I interviewed her. And I go, she was really, 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 I kind of geeked out. I was a little fanboy about Chevy. I was like, oh my God, she was so sweet. She was so quirky. She was so pretty. And they were like, oh my God, tell me more. And I'm like, well, go check out our video. Mm-hmm. Go check it out. We'd love to tell you more. Okay. Merch was cool. I had to restrain myself. I had to pick something on the spot. I got 2 shirts. I was going to get the Fit for a King hoodie, but I had to restrain myself. If I wanted that flag to hang up in my room, which I'm really glad I did because it looks so sick, mm-hmm. I had to restrain myself. So we got the merch, and we are good to go. By the way, I want to really quick say there were these 3 girls wearing Ice Nine Kills merch, and we're walking out of the pit, and I just look at him and I go, do you like Ice Nine Kills? And we did the whole bit.
I wish you would have got that on film. That would have been so good.
It would have been hilarious, but I shit you not, 3 girls and me doing the whole bit. Even the, hey, Paul! It was so cute. It was so awesome.
Oh.
And yeah, it was good. So concert time. Before that, my buddies and I are like, let's do a couple shots. Let's get ready for the show. And then Mitty was like, dude, let's do a few. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's do 1 or 2. Pre-game and get ready for the show. And we get this girl and we're like, hey, pour us up the cheapest thing you have. And she goes, okay, grabs a bottle. And then my friend Frank, living in Chicago for a few years now, looks at it and just starts busting out laughing. And we go, what? And he goes, oh, nothing. You'll see. So Minnie and I are like, oh, dude, this is going to be gross. And we take the shot. I took everything in me not to throw up. it tasted like paint thinner, and the aftertaste
Ew.
just stays on your tongue. And we're like, dude, what the hell is this? And Frank goes, that's the worst possible thing she could have given you. It's known for just tasting like shit. And we're like, thanks for the heads up, dude.
To be fair, you did ask for it.
We did, and it was the cheapest option because my buddy Mitty went and saw Black Bear and some other group with a girl named Mary, and he was so butthurt about this. He goes, bro, we drove up to Chicago and we were at this venue and I got like 2 vodka Red Bulls and I spent $52. I was so mad. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Why was it so much? And he was like, I don't know, man. I could have had 3 bottles of vodka and 3 Red Bulls with the same price. And I was like, I get it. It's fine. It's okay, man. All right, concert time. Before we get too off topic, it's concert time. And the first band that goes on is a band called Kingdom of Giants. And they were awesome. They were really cool. I loved their energy so much. I didn't really know who they were going in. I didn't really know who they were. Kind of like, oh, let's see what these guys, let's see what they got. They were pretty good. I liked them a lot. And I even got to meet the guitar player. I'll send a picture for her to insert here. Yes. Met him, super nice guy. I even met him at the merch table, super nice guy. Didn't he subscribe to our YouTube channel or Instagram page?
Yeah, Instagram.
So we have Kingdom of Giants, and then Alpha Wolf comes on. They beat the snot out of us. Truly. They really, really, really did. I managed to get a flyer on stage for Kingdom of Giants and Alpha Wolf. Let me tell you, Alpha Wolf took a lot of work and a lot of yelling and a lot of fans trying to help me out.
Yeah.
So first of all, the song I wanted to see more than anything was 60 Centimeters of Steel and Akuduma. They opened with 60 Centimeters of Steel. And let me tell you, oh my God. The closest I've ever been to this amount of just shoulder to shoulder, everybody in the freaking room just moving was A Day to Remember back in 2019 when the Downfall of Us All dropped and the flag covering the stage dropped. People just shoulder to shoulder, everybody is moving. And I don't mean just like a few people. I mean the whole room is just pushing. And Brandon, I got in that pit. Believe you me, I was throwing hands too, right? And I even crowd surfed during Kingdom of Giants. But like I was like, holy shit. And then by the time their set gets done, my buddies and I are like, we got to go get some water. So we kind of stood, my buddy Mitty and I kind of stood on the sidelines when Northlane came on, and they are pretty cool. They have like their own thing going on with like high-tech science fiction, like the Ridley Scott alien movie looking vibe. It's really, really, really cool.
Probably kind of like Motionless in White, like their new cyber hex kind of look.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool, man. I didn't really listen to a whole. I like all 3 bands and Kingdom of Giants. If I had to say there's a band I don't listen to as much, it would be Northlane. But I am a fan of their work. I just haven't listened to them like I have Alpha Wolf and Fit for a King. They're still really good though, because I remember listening to like 4 or 5 songs that stuck out to me back in the day when I was first introduced to Northlane. I was like, these guys sound really cool. I like the way that they have their album work and all that stuff. They're really cool. So I think they're really cool, and I would love to interview them and like start listening to more of their music. I just don't know what to listen to because my buddy Frank's the one that is really out there with Northlane. He's like, bro, you got to listen to this, and this specifically. So I want to listen to them more. But before I get too far, I want to tell you about some petty shit that I did. My inner, like, at first I was like, inner Andy Biersack from like 2011, 2013 is going to come out.
Like 2015 Andy Biersack hopping into the crowd and like trying to fight someone.
Exactly. I didn't try and fight anybody, but I was really tempted to like start cussing this guy out, but I didn't. So here's what happened. It took everything in me, right, tooth and nail, to get a flyer on stage to Alpha Wolf. And I think the drummer picked it up. I hope he did. So what had happened was the flyer got dropped. One of the guitar players mid-set picked it up, looked at it, and kind of like put it on the ground. He was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Fair point. No context, right? Like,
no context. I'm not going to be pissed at him for it, but it's like, oh, shoot. So finally their set stops, and it took everything in me to have someone pick it up, and the drummer picked it up. Now, fans were cheering me on and helping me out, but this guy, he goes, gee, I wonder why they dropped the flyer. And I just kind of look at him and I'm like, oh, well, that's how it's going to be.
No.
Okay.
Let me add, though, those people that make those kind of comments are the same people that troll people on YouTube for absolutely no reason. It's like, we're out here trying to actually do something with our lives, and you're probably living in your parents' basement. I don't care if you live with your parents, whatever. I live with my parents, but I'm 19. But how old was this dude? Old guy? Older guy?
No, he looked like he could have been my age or a bit older.
Okay, that's even better, because I bet you, he lives in his parents' basement. He probably is like a gaming nerd. Like, I don't really I love playing video games, but he's probably one of those guys that smells like canned cheese and fart. And he just doesn't try to do anything with his life. I bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the vibe I'm getting too.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So hopefully that guy sees this podcast.
Yeah, and he's like,
I hope he gets the memo to take a shower, because he probably smells like
buttholes.
Cheese.
Yeah. After that was Northlane, and we just kind of stood on the sidelines, and I got in the pit for like one song towards the end that was really cool. Dude, their whole set was so cool. It felt like I was in the future. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Northlane just had a really cool like atmosphere. Alpha Wolf, by far the best. So cool. Love just going crazy, banging my head. Very cool. Fit for a King. I did not stay for the entire show because both buddies of mine left. One went home, the other went back to our hotel. So it was just me and this guy that I interviewed. Him and his sister or his mother were rocking out. We stayed until we actually, they left the same time I did. We stayed until about halfway through their set. Song number 9 was Backbreaker. And by far the best, because we blinked and we looked over. So we're over by one of the bars, and the mosh pit is like right here. We look up over like 2 or 3 feet away from us. The bass player is standing right there. And he's about to like jump into the crowd, and we're like, how the hell did he get there?
Yeah.
And he was the best. Fit for a King, the bass player, bigger dude, the best. Because he was up there rocking out, and then he'd do this thing where he'd take the guitar, ooh, whoa, I'm going to catch it. Yeah, caught it. Like with his strap.
Yeah, you see, they spin it. They do the guitar spins. Yeah. I got a pic from the bass player of Falling in Reverse.
Hey, that's cool. I have a couple here. I got it. Okay. So the Jake Pitts one is in one of my frames here.
Yep. I got my Jake Pitts ones there too.
I got one from Cincinnati, Ohio right here. It's from Jinx.
Oh, yes. Right? Yep.
I had to like trade with my friend Rebecca because I already had one, and she was like, oh, I'll trade you. And I'm like, yeah. I got one from Jinx right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 2 from Jake just because like with the vest, you get pics from the show.
Yeah.
But this one, I never get picks that get thrown out. And he kept throwing all of his picks, but none of them actually hit the front of the barricade. They all fell like on that little platform that's attached to the barricade. So shout out to the lovely older gentleman of the security guard team that picked it up for me and gave it to me. So that was excellent. I was very happy that I got a pick.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Overall, great show. It felt like a fever dream though, because we just got up at 6 a.m. the next day and left.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to rush over to take an exam for ASL. So yeah.
For me, it's actually my ranking was not what I was going to expect it to be actually. I would probably have to say for the show I went to, Falling in Reverse #1. They were just so good. I've been really getting into Falling in Reverse and just hearing like The Drug in Me Is You, Fashionably Late, Zombified, Voices in My Head, I'm Not a Vampire, like hearing all those songs live was just so good. And I had to take a break because I was getting so hot and just my heart was beating so fast from jumping and it was super hot in the venue. So during Fashionably Late, I took a quick little breather, and when I did, Ronnie looked right at me and I wasn't singing, and he was like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're not singing. And then I started singing, and he was like, that's better. And then he walked away. But yeah, that was excellent. Ronnie knows I exist now, which was awesome. So
That's
Falling in Reverse, #1. Coming in surprisingly at second place was Hollywood Undead. I going into that show, I'm like, yeah, like Hollywood Undead, like I know some of their stuff, but they're not like, they never really had stood out to me, but just their like live performance is so good. So, and the fact that they brought that little girl on stage too, they took second place. Third, Papa Roach, they were really good as well. I was surprised actually that I didn't know more like I knew the songs, but for lyric wise, like I recognize the songs, but I wasn't able to sing along to them. So I'd have put them in third just for that reason. And then Escape the Fate is fourth. They were very good, but I didn't know any of the songs and the mics needed to be turned up. But no one was bad by any means. They were all
so Falling in Reverse, Papa
Hollywood.
Hollywood Undead, then Papa Roach, and then Escape the Fate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there for a second.
That is okay. We are on concert time right now.
We are.
I'm still tired.
I'm very tired.
We drove 9 hours. Well, it was actually 3.5 hours to Saskatoon. Then, what was it? Exactly 5 hours to Edmonton from Saskatoon. And then we did it all back home in one day. So it was like 9 hours of driving. So I'm tired and my body's a little sore, but it was worth it.
I mean, we kind of, when we left about 7 in the morning, 7:30, we got to the parking garage. We got in the car. We left. We tried to go stop for coffee at a place, but it was closed. Really cool looking shop, though. We did that, and then we went to this other coffee shop that was also really cool. And then we got to take some dope pictures and videos of Chicago because it was really foggy in the morning, raining outside, and the buildings just looked so cool. I think how we should end this little episode of RadioActive is we're gonna sign Northlane. Okay, so you're gonna take N like this, right?
I remember N.
So up, right? North.
Okay.
North Lane.
So North Lane.
North Lane.
North. Do I leave it up and then go, or do I bring it back down?
Leave it up. Lane.
Lane.
North Lane.
North Lane. Okay. Sick. I had fun with this episode, but now I'm still catching up on my sleep. So
yeah, I took a nap before I came on here. I didn't know we were gonna do this. I just kind of said, "Fuck it, let's do it."
it was too good. There was too much juicy tea that happened during the show that I just had to get off of my chest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that is all Ian and I have for today. Hopefully, you enjoyed our hectic stories. We will see you next time.
Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.